let's be 100% real with ourselves. Trading is very, very hard. You guys know the statistic, 95% of traders fail and only 5% actually make it within this business. But what if I was to tell you that trading is actually very easy and pulling money from the markets isn't as hard as what you think it may be? So in this video, I'm going to be showing you the simple system that I personally follow that lets me win while others continue to lose and just lose their minds, basically. So there's four sort of key points that I want to touch on, and in this particular order as well, I would say is pretty perfect. So first things first, you need to build an edge, right? This is when you begin trading, you're watching YouTube videos, you're seeing what resonates with you. Then once you found something, you need to then begin collecting data on it and actually having the confidence to trust the edge, because without that data, you're not going to trust it. The second thing is risk. So obviously formulating a risk management plan that you're going to be sticking to day in and day out. Thirdly, we have discipline. Without discipline, you're not going to be able to follow your risk management plan. You're not going to be following your system, your edge. And then last but not least is scale, right? So you don't want to be stuck in the same position. If you're already having success with these top three, then you want to be focusing on the bottom one after that, so you can begin pulling in even more money from these markets. So let's go ahead, just jump straight into the first one, which is edge. So I like to say, build a proven system and don't leave success to chance. So without actually having statistics backing up your entry model, your trading plan that you're following, then it's essentially just gambling, right? If you don't know if your model is even profitable, then why are you trading it, right? So what you need to be doing is collecting data. So as you can see here, it's just a small screenshot of my personal data collection. And then on the right here is kind of showing an example of someone that just enters a trade, just kind of winging it, Oh, okay, they'll come onto the charts and they'll think, yeah, this looks good. We've just taken liquidity. Let me just get into a long, right? You don't want to be doing that. You need to build a proven system that is backed by data that you know is profitable in the long run. Because if you're coming into markets, you could just be trading anything, right? You could be trading liquidity sweep, fair value gap, that's it, call it a day, right? But over time, over a year, over 2 years, if you continue taking that same setup and there isn't any data proving that it's actually profitable, then you're not going to be able to pull money from the markets, right? Or you may be able to pull some money at some point because it may be profitable for maybe a month, but then the following 2-3 months after, you're going to lose it all, right? So make sure you collect data on your edge. So that is your entry model in which you trade. So yeah, that's one of the first things you must focus on firstly. And then the final 3 topics sort of come after this essentially. So work on that edge, build that edge. Then you want to move on to risk. So you need to define the risk that works for you. So control your risk and don't let the losses control you. So firstly, formulate a risk management plan. Something that you're going to be sticking to day in and day out. Don't just rock up one day and think, okay, this is a super good setup. Let me just put 2% down. And then next day, 0.5% down because you don't think it's as good of a setup. I would just always stick to the same risk management plan, right? Maybe bump it up a little bit if you think it's a little bit higher probability. But yeah, so always define the risk before entering a trade. So before you even think about taking a trade, ask yourself if you lose that trade, are you going to be happy? Are you going to be happy losing that trade? And just sort of imagine the money has already left your trading account before you've even entered, and just think that you're going to be taking a loss anyway, right? And then if you do win, that's a byproduct of following your system. So that kind of ties in as well with assume with worst case scenario, not the best. So again, even if you think it's going to be a super, super high probability setup and you're very confident that it is going to win, you still need to understand that it may lose, right? And it is going to lose a lot of the time, even when you think it's not going to. So again, just assume that money has left your trading account and you're never going to see it again. Is that amount of money that's leaving your trading account going to leave you hurting? Is it going to put you in a bad mood? Is it going to maybe ruin the rest of your week while trading? Think about it like that, okay? So just take those small losses that won't really affect you at all. And then this ties in as well with consistency and risk is better than the size of the wins. So if you're taking consistent trades that follow a consistent risk management plan, that is always going to outweigh than you just full pointing one trade and maybe hitting a massive home run, right? It's going to happen sometimes. You're going to hit that massive home run, maybe get that huge payout. but in the long run, that isn't really sustainable. So you want to try and focus just on consistent, just base hits, $200 day, $200 day, $200 day with multiple capital, with a lot of capital, sorry, I should say. And that's going to always outweigh these massive $2,000, $3,000 payouts just on singular accounts, right? So yeah, and then finally, use risk to survive, not just to win as well. So understand, like I said, like your trading account, you want to try and keep it going for as long as possible. If you just passed a funded account, you want to try and keep it alive for as long as possible. You want to be trying to milk as many payouts as possible on that account. So yeah, think about the risk before you do enter that trade. Understand, is it smart if I lose this trade with the amount of money that I'm going to lose, right? If you're on a 50k account and you're going to enter a trade and lose $200, amazing. That is good risk management. But if you lose a trade and you lose $800, for example, that's almost half the account drawdown gone in one singular trade. So really try to stick to the smaller amount of risk per trade and just accept the trade's going to lose. And then if you win, cool, even better, okay? So that's what I like to say for risk. And then for discipline. So without discipline, you're going to fail with the risk management plan and also sticking to your edge, right? So this one, if anything, is one of the most important out of the three so far. And I like to say as well, follow the system, don't follow the impulses. So write down your system and only follow that. If you need to require a liquidity sweep followed by a fair value up entry, if you just take a fair value up because it looks good, because the drawn liquidity is close, intact maybe, but you've completely missed out the first part of your entry model, which is that liquidity sweep, then what are you doing, right? What are you doing? You've collected data on that specific model, so why are you now interfering with those chances, right? So always sticking to the plan, follow your trading system without deviation. So don't deviate away from your trading plan. It's there for a reason. It's been statistically backed, statistically proven to get you money from these markets. So all you got to do is just show up every single day and follow it. That's it. And you make money, right? Simple as that. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but that is the baseline, okay? So after this, sticking to the plan, you need to work on emotional control as well, because discipline isn't just following the plan. It's also having disciplines in your emotions as well. So being able to control your emotions is very important, because even if you're good at sticking to the plan, but you take a loss and you're emotionally hurt by that, that is then maybe going to make you want to jump back into the markets and just take unnecessary trades, over risk, over leverage, and that is not going to be good. So you need to resist fear, greed, revenge trading, and FOMO. So you really got to, stay disciplined on that side of things as well. The emotions is very important. And that kind of ties in as well with the final thing that I was going to say, is building discipline in your real life is also very, very important. And these emotional controls are going to be affected by things that occur in your real life as well. So if you're maybe feeling emotionally hurt on the specific day that you're meant to be trading, or if you're not feeling too good, then just stay away from the markets, because things in your real life can affect the way that you trade as well. And also they can affect it positively, right? So I've got this picture here of sort of sports. I always like to tell someone to maybe get into a sport, start the gym or something like that, because it's good for your body. It makes you feel that real dopamine hit as well, which is always a good thing, right? You always want to be feeling happy and healthy as well, and that is just going to directly affect upon the way that you trade as well, okay? So if you're not doing anything, you just sat at home, just moping about all day, you're not feeling too emotionally well at the moment, then that is going to negatively affect your trading, and then the discipline side of things will just go out the window. You'll stop following your plan, you'll stop following your risk management plan as well, and yeah, it'll all just go terrible. So discipline, very, very important. And then this brings me to my last but not least point, is scale, okay? So if you have mastered all of the things to the left, so discipline, what was the other one as well? Edge, and also, what was the final one? Risk as well, obviously, right? So if you mastered all three of those, then that is then when you can begin to move on to the scaling part and grow your funding step by step. Don't rush the process though. So I see a lot of people trying to move on to this part way too quickly. You don't need to be rushing it, right? You don't need to be rushing it. You need to focus on the first 3 first, and then once you've got everything in check, you're comfortable, you can already pull money from the markets, then that's when you begin scaling. If you can consistently pull $1,000 per month from the markets, there's no reason why you can't be pulling $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 from the market. The only thing you've got to improve upon is getting more funding, right? So the way you're going to do that is by compounding. So reinvesting the profits to grow capital, whether that's buying more funded accounts or putting it into a live account, depending on how much you are making currently. So like I just mentioned, if you're making $1,000 per month, put that straight back into funded accounts, right? You buy 3 or 4 more funded accounts, maybe even like 4 or 5 actually, with the activation fee as well, with that $1,000. That way you're going to have insane amount of capital. You can go from maybe trading just a 50k account, and then if you reinvest another $1,000 into more funded accounts, you can go from maybe $400,000, $300,000 in funding. So then that 1k payout is going to 5x, 6x, whatever it is. So you're going to go from making $1,000 profit per month to maybe $6,000 profits per month, right? So yeah, very, very important. Don't just take a payout and just splash it all on just materialistic stuff. Really do make sure you put it back into more accounts, right? Because it's gonna benefit you in the long run, and it's actually going to give you the freedom that you want from trading. Because if you're only making a small amount, you don't technically still have that freedom. You may still be having to work a job. So yeah, and the way that you're going to actually scale as well is by using a trade copier. So I'll put down a few here. So we've got Top Step X. I believe the Alpha Funded Futures also has their built-in like Project X platform as well, which probably has a trade copier. We got Trade Syncer. Ninja Trader's got a small one as well, and then this one here is Trade Copier, I do believe. I haven't tried this one yet myself, but I have heard good things from it. So yeah, you're going to want to be buying more funded accounts and just linking them all together and trading them simultaneously, right? So yeah, when I do say buy more funded accounts, I don't mean trade them all individually, enter one position, enter one position. You can link them all together by using a trade copier. And then that way, if you just take your normal position on your 50k account, it will then replicate it upon all of the other accounts that you've got as well. And then you'll go from maybe having a $500 day, $500 win on a 50k account, and that could turn into, like I said, $3,000-$4,000 winning day if you've got much more capital, okay? So yeah, that is going to basically wrap everything up here. I do hope that you guys found this video useful. Make sure to pay attention to everything that I did mention. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. My socials are linked below in the description, as well as my premium membership group, both of my quarterly theory indicators and an application to apply to my one-to-one mentorship if you do want to work alongside me. And we'll go through everything that we just went through in this video together, and we'll get you to this final position and watch you guys grow. See you guys later.